Uh-oh. This is a recording of a live stream. It may contain bloopers and frequent distractions. The audio and video quality may vary. Thank you for your understanding, and please enjoy.
Good stuff. So everybody is here. So without further ado, hello everybody. Happy Tuesday and welcome to another adventure of There Be Dragons Northern Ventures with this wonderful gang of fantastic gentlemen. I mean, just guys, give yourselves a round of applause. Come on now. Come on. You're all just 10 out of 10. It's beautiful. Beautiful. So this is going to be a bit of an interesting episode because we've all reached the point, asterisk, we've all reached the point where we're about to level up, except me because I got kidnapped. But we'll get into that in due course. In due course. Let's just do a little nice round of introductions there. So let's start with my boy, MrDinoRawrrz. How you doing today, brother?
Yeah, I'm doing alright, thank you. So, yeah. As always, I will be playing Zraythas. So, I would prefer something of higher quality. I don't mind the cost, just make it quick. Well above 2 meters tall, very bulky individual, silver scaled, covered in ornate robes and shades of grey and blue. On his belt, a very heavy pouch of coins, of course. In his grip, an enormous oak staff, crowned by a blue crystal. Within my vicinity, you'll be, you feel pretty cold. Because, well, yeah.
Because you're
the aura.
fresh.
Because he's fresh.
Yeah. My movements will leave a trail of
Ice,
misty
ice,
cold air
baby.
everywhere. So yeah, that's Zraythas.
All right, my cool Dragonborn dude. Moving over to the one and only Korb. Welcome back, brother. We know that we didn't have you last week, so it's good to have you back. Hope all is well.
All is well. Wife is doing phenomenal, and well, you missed out on my bearded face playing as Rurik, the dwarf, and well, you will probably hear stuff from him like "Bring the mug of ale, honey." Actually, make it 5. You guys want something too? And he's 5 feet tall, jagged frame, makes him appear bigger. His scared face is partly covered by enormous bushy red and several braided beard. He is almost shoulder-long. He almost has shoulder-long red hair that hangs very regularly into his face when he's charging or just running heads forward into something. His battle-proof shield always on his side to paired with his axe, and I'm telling you, you don't want to make him angry.
You are not angry. Moving over to the class brother-in-arms. Is that the right way to say it? Is it the guild brother-in-arms, Fen? What? How do I get that right?
We are Order Brothers.
Order Brothers. There we go. Fenris, how are we doing, brother?
Doing good. Can't complain too much. Looking forward to a 4-day-long weekend and getting my hands into prop making. Really excited about that one. But back to the game where we are right now. I'm playing Rune, the human blood hunter. The most wicked beast is the one that thinks itself more. Rune's average, slightly muscular appearance gets overshadowed by his blood-red eyes. Why did I halter there? I don't know. His battle-scarred face is partly obscured by a groomed wide beard and framed by his short-ish white hair. At his belt rests the sheath of a sax with an ornate hilt, while his body is covered in a thick scale mail with dark leather elements that's kind of damaged right now. Sometimes you hear him mumble words in an unfamiliar language that sounds sinister as it sounds profane.
Well.
Oh, I'm loving it.
That actually gave me goosebumps.
Yeah,
Hype.
feeling the hype. Speaking of hype, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Match. What's going on, my brother?
Hello, how are we doing? I'm doing pretty good. I'm done with all my school shit for this year.
Whoop. Good stuff, man.
So let's jump into the Dungeons and Dragons with my character Blath. Anyone down for a game of dice? Blath is a tall, standing human being with a surprisingly dexterous, muscular frame, as his natural body movement suggests. I should be reading off script by now, actually. He's got some cuts in his face. He's a former mercenary. That's like his entire life. So he's got a big bushy beard. Doesn't care too much about keeping it neat. He's usually got a hood on. And he's amazing at gambling. He's a big fan of gambling. He gambles all the time. He likes competition in general, and he's got very keen eyes. He likes to look around, and he's got two very, very, very nice short swords. Short sword. Did I say it? Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Very nice.
Yeah, he's very good with his sword. Pretty good with a bow. And yeah, you'll see me fucking wreck some bitches today.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of bitches, moving over to Red Sea.
Yo, it's your boy. So I play Tamron, the human rogue. You gotta do what you gotta do. Tamron is a human being of average height. His physique, however, looks very sleek and athletic, much like myself. His face is only barely visible beneath the black hood of his cloak. He's wearing a set of battle-scarred leather armor with several daggers attached to it. To his side rests his ever-loyal rapier, and over his back you can see a short bow of yew wood, as well as a quiver, which glides through... sorry, I misread that. Of a quiver with red feather arrows. While his piercing view rests upon you, you often see him display sleight of hand by playing with a coin or a ring which glides through his fingers. And if you turn your head, but only for a second, chances are he's disappeared. That's the guy. He's gone. He's gone. And also, he's very, very, very good. Very good at picking
Very
up.
good. Very
So
good.
good. So good. And of course, last but not least, our wonderful DM Jax. How are you doing today, bro?
I am wonderful. After a weekend of caffeine detox, I'm back on my favorite drug, and that's why I'm fairly happy and pumped, excited for today. We will find out whether or not Tamron will survive.
Well,
As
survive,
about
exactly.
Still, to get a little bit in the mood, it's somebody's turn to do a quick recap of our last weekly session to get the viewers, as well as us, and especially Korn, back into business since he missed the last session. Whose turn is it? I feel like Tom, right?
Yeah,
of
yeah,
yours
I'm up
do
for
you-
doing it. Fortunately, Fenris has already kind of written a little bit of a TLDR for Corm to catch up on, so I'll be using that as the base for the script. So if it seems like I really know what I'm talking about, I
That's a
don't. It's
lie.
Fen. Okay? Good stuff. All right, so the Mind Flayer got up, and he seemed to just consider us unworthy of his attention, or his pets. They just up and left. They weren't interested. So we fought with the half-orc wizard who seemed to be in league with this guy, who summoned 4 dretches. They were nasty-ass mofos who, when they died, their corpse left like a nasty poison cloud. It was a little bit frustrating, but we're strategic geniuses and 10 out of 10 goats, so we took care of that, no problem anyway. So we finished them off, and then the wizard, without getting too much damage really for the party, we managed to free Floon eventually, our red-haired objective, you could say. He's the quest objective. He's the quest item. We retrieved him finally. He wasn't in good shape though. He was not doing very well. So we searched a hideout for stuff that would be of any kind of use to our party. Rurik and Rune looked at some materials lying around and recovered some alchemical supplies and poisonous supplies as well. Meanwhile, Blath, in a moment of weirdness, broke open a chest instead of letting me, Tamron, try my luck with thieves' tools, which is kind of fair enough because I would have failed the lockpick check anyway. But hey, so yeah, he broke open the chest, and in doing so, broke a potion of healing inside it, which our quest objective, Floon, could really have actually used at that point in time, kind of dying there. So we grabbed all that stuff, and instead of showing it to others, and offering to share, he kind of wanted to keep it for himself. So a little bit of an alteration happened, where Rune snapped and basically threatened him and said, you know, you got to split that with the party. So that kind of played itself out, and by the end of it all, everybody was still friends, and loot was shared equally. So they searched the rest of the area, had a bit of a short rest, and started to leave back out the way they came because they were in fresh territory. It's quite easy to get lost down there in the sewers. And whilst they tried to be sneaky on their exit, it turned out that we were incredibly loud because somebody's covered in scales and scale mail. Not naming
And
no
the
names.
most stealthy one in the group still.
Yeah, and still actually way more stealthy than the rogue. So again, I'm just great. So we ended up being chased by another carrion crawler, which was definitely not what we needed right there after a battle and trying to get flown out in one piece. It was looking like we were kind of screwed. So we ran and realized that we don't really have a fighting chance. And even if we turn and try surprise, it's not going to be good. But a lovely group of small humanoids were in the distance, which turned out to be 2 gnomes. They were from the Dungeon Sweepers Guild, or is it the Dung Sweeper?
Dung Sweepers. It's
Dung
about
Sweepers Guild.
sweeping shit.
They were 2 of the loveliest people we've encountered and probably will encounter in the game. They were so nice and helpful, and they saved our asses. So, listen, guys, next time you're going to roll a character, roll gnome, because they're the best. We left the sewers and made our way to the dock ward. We got some, like contact informations from those gnomes, who I'm hoping I can personally be best friends with in the future. And one of them is called Body Knock. So now you know what we know. Body Knock's the true end game boss. Actually, we returned to the Yawning Portal with the whole group, got ourselves cleaned up, had some rest, and began a little bit of RP. We went to sleep. And then during the night, after Tamron, I had somewhat of a harrowing, unrestful dream. I woke up to find myself paralyzed, bound, my hands and my legs, and I had a sack over my head. So everyone else is leveling up and resting good, and I've been kidnapped. Let the games begin.
Deeds, my friend. Radzi, thank you very much. I'm gonna take it from here. That was almost perfect, and you didn't really need the script, did you? It's better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah. Like Tamron
So-
will display.
Let's throw the spotlight to your character, Tamron, for the beginning of this session. As you described, after returning and successfully solving that quest of yours, bringing back Flume alive to Volo, you all decided before doing anything else, you want to take a long rest at the Yawning Portal, which 4/5 of you did successfully. We did some RP, as you mentioned. Players described what their characters are about to do, how they would spend their evening and such. You want to reiterate what Tamron did at the end of the evening before going to bed?
Absolutely, yeah. So, as a bit of a background to anyone who is not up to date, my character Tamron's parents both passed away from a sudden illness when he was younger, and so he needs to get clean. And considering we were just in a sewer up to our waist in piss and shit, he needed a bath. And with the excitement and the damage he'd taken, he figured with the bath probably should have a nice bit of grub and a big flagon of ale. Cleans himself, downs the ale, consumes the food, and lies down to get some well-deserved rest, which doesn't happen. I feel a sharp pain in the center of my forehead, and then I wake and realize in a fit of panic internally I can't move.
Indeed. You awaken. As you slowly come to consciousness, everything's still black. You feel that you're put down on your knees, a sack over your head, your hands and legs both tied together. You scramble for air. You try to look as a very calm voice addresses you. Well, look who's away.
Who's there? Where am I?
Please, Tamron, stay calm. You don't have to worry if you are who you say you are. At this point, you feel the sack being removed from your head. And as it leaves your head, your vision is kind of, you have to get used to the light. You are apparently indoors in some kind of ramshackle building that appears to be abandoned, but you're not alone. In front of you, you see 3 more individuals, bound and sacked, same as you are, as well as a figure staying over you. That figure is a humanoid. He has a muscular frame. I'm going to show you as we move to the other layer. That individual is wearing mantle, a hood, and a golden red mask. At his hip you see a long rapier with a feather at its ornate grip rest, on which he has one of his hands. You can't make out any mimic, so to say, but it is the voice, a very calm voice. You don't have to worry, Tamron. You have been chosen.
Chosen? For what?
As he walks up and down in front of you, well, you see, we are a very secretive organization. An organization that is looking for new recruits. And we've had an eye on you. Almost perfect that you made it to Waterdeep. Very glad you are here. You're a perfect fit. You left alone. You have no one. All of your family is gone. We're looking for people like you.
People with nothing to lose?
Exactly. And nothing to run from. Nothing that one can use to strong arm them. Keepers of ideals and values for the fundament of the society to rest upon. It is us who keep justice.
What kind of justice steals me away in the night, bound?
Kind of tilts his head. Well, keepers of justice. That is what we call us. As I've mentioned, we are secretive. We take disguises to serve justice. For this is a wicked city, corrupt, devil worshippers, as well as watch officers. I mean, few of them, maybe most of them, keep up the ideals they swore to protect, but many of them don't. And we are there for those who don't, as well as the victims of crime. What do you say? Are you interested or not?
Well, from my point of view, corruption should be rooted out at every opportunity, no matter the cost. And speaking of costs, you seem to be in a win-win scenario here.
How so?
Well, you're secretive, are you not? So you either gain a new ally, or you get rid of a potential problem. Either way, looks like I'm yours.
You are not. You are not mine. You haven't done anything wrong. This is just a protective matter. I apologize for the way. This is not us. As he, with a blink of an eye, rips out his rapier, and with 2 quick cuts, you feel no manacles being cut through. See, with his rapier still out, as you get a look around, points towards the door. You're free to go. Don't want to strong arm you into anything. Tamron, we're looking for recruits. As mentioned, you would be a good fit. We can provide you with information, training, and skills. If you're not interested, leave now. We mean you no harm. And if you are interested, stay. Let's have a talk.
I level my eyes so that I'm gazing directly into the empty slits in his mask and say, does my answer affect what happens to those 3?
Make a persuasion roll.
First roll of the day.
Let's see how
Natural
it
1,
goes.
here we go. Oh, Jesus.
That's a 10. I'm sorry, I can't tell you.
That's okay, because it just so happens I am interested. Very interested. Corruption
But did
took
it-
the only thing I cared about from my life.
Let's get to it then, shall we? These 3, some of them were prisoners. Some of them were free folk. Some of them lie. Some of them tell the truth. If you want to become one of us, you have to prove that you are worthy, that you have an eye for detail and deceit, in words and gesture and mimic. 2 of them lie. 1 is honest. 2 of them die. 1 will live. And it is your choice to make. I hope that our decision aligns. It kind of takes like the move of a... It seems like a bow, almost. Like a performance artist. You see him to be very dexterous. His natural body movement is very smooth. Almost takes a bow, turns around and unveils 3 humans. The leftmost appears to be a noble gentleman, somewhere in his 40s. As you see that keeper, as he called himself, stay behind him. This is Dirk, the rich, fat pig. Kidnapped a girl, a pedophile, used her as a sex slave. As he keeps going and stands before a female in the middle, who appears to be in her early 20s. She's weeping, her hands tied together. This is Danica. She poisoned her husband. A murderer. And last but not least, stands behind her, around in his 30s, probably. This is Norris. He stabbed a man. Killed him, I'm afraid. The Dark team seems to be like a noble, very pompous, dressed ornately, although appears to be like muddy and dirty clothing. He has his first gray hairs and like a mustache and looks very unsettled. They all still have something in their mouth, so they can't speak. Tanika has the middle one, the female, has her hair tied together in a knot behind her back, at the back of her head. She's wearing some simple clothing, almost appears from the state of it. So you recognize it as prisoner's clothing. And last but not least, Norris is also a Damaran ethnicity, human gentleman in his 30s. Appears to be like a dock worker or something. He's wearing prisoner's clothes as well. He's a very, ungroomed beard, so to say, and looks like a nasty dock worker or something. The stage is yours. You decide. And no decisions about life and death can be hard to make, but they are necessary to make. For the system on which our justice society roots sometimes is flawed. And it is our duty to get rid of these flaws. Go ahead. You may question.
Even if I'm wrong, the two of them die.
Yes.
So be it.
As do you, if you should choose wrongly.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
So I'm going to approach Norris first.
Alright. That's the rightmost. His 30s.
Who did you kill?
You want to untie him first? Can't speak at the moment.
I thought that was you taking
Yeah,
it out of
he's-
his mouth. Yeah. I'll take the gag out of his mouth and I'll ask him. Who did you kill?
A man in a tavern. He drew a blade first. So I stabbed
Why?
him, defended myself. Is this wrong?
Why did he draw the blade on you?
What do I know? Didn't know him. Fucking piece of shit. Deserved to die if you ask me. But I did nothing wrong. You go make 2 insight checks for me.
While he's doing the inside checks, I always feel addressed because Kormakrtv's real life name is Norris.
Ah, well.
I knew you stabbed a man. I knew it.
From he looks very calm, almost angry. He's made up his mind about his fate, apparently. You get the feeling that there has to be more to the story. He appears to be lying about the other man drawing the blade first. But about what he said about the intentions of that man, you're not really sure. Can't really discern it. It's a very tough to read individual.
Okay. So the man drew the blade first, you say?
Yeah,
And what did he do?
try to stab me. What do you think he did?
Well, you Were you sitting down and he just walked up to you? Were you minding your own business? Were you just drinking alone? Do you drink alone often?
You see that his jawline tenses up a little as you go through this moment. Alright. Wasn't in a tavern. Was an alleyway. Wanted to mug me. I was minding my own business. Truly did.